The Canadian Premier League season is structured just a little bit weird. In the middle of July, the league goes on break for like 5 or 6 weeks. We're talking like 50 days without a single league match, which only leaves 6 games left on the schedule. However, there's another mini break of about 3 weeks right in the middle of that. The first of our 3 run-ins in the season starts now. And welcome back, everyone. Happy Monday morning. This is episode number 25 of The American Dream. I am Mr. Cellophane. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. And if you are enjoying the series so far, make sure you drop a like. That would be absolutely stupendous. We start on the screen of Juan Castillo. You remember we brought him in this past winter because we were getting some grumblings from Zorhan Basong that he might want to be moving on to greener pastures. So we needed some extra coverage. Now, Basong has started the majority of the matches. However, came across something very interesting as we look at the data on Castillo. We see that he is highly creative. He's creating a ton of crosses. He's attempting more crosses than most players, but he's completing a high percentage of those as well. He's got some decent tackling that we're seeing, and so we decided to take a look to see how he is doing relative to our buddy Zorhan Basong. And what is truly fascinating is, even though Basong has started many more matches, he's played a total of 17, started 14 of them. Castillo's played 15 matches, only with 7 starts, however. Castillo's got a goal, which Basong does not. He has doubled the number of assists, and he's even been named player of the match once. But one of the things that I find very interesting is that his assists per 90 minutes are about 3.5 times that of Zorhan Basong. He is averaging more than 1 key pass per 90 minutes than Basong is. Basong's pass completion ratio is a little bit higher. Their shots on target are equal. Slightly higher in the tackles per 90 minutes for Castillo, covering a greater distance per 90 minutes. And that 7.01 rating obviously eclipses what Zorhan Basong has been able to accomplish. It's the tackle completion that gives me a little bit of pause, but I think Juan Castillo is going to be our primary choice moving forward. Oh, I tried to be so upbeat to start this episode. I mean, we've got 6 matches that we need to play. We haven't even got there, but our youth intake preview is here, and it's dreadful. And that is why, my friends, we have taken players in the draft each of the last 2 years, even though no other team has done so. We head into action today. We're at Halifax, taking on the Wanderers. Now, Forge FC just picked up a 2-0 victory over Atletico Ottawa, so they pulled back within 3 points. So we need to maintain our 6-point lead, so we've got to go on the road to the bottom of the table, Halifax Wanderers. And we have fallen into the trap over the last couple of episodes where when we play the team in last place, we throw up a massive stinker, which is why we take absolutely nothing for granted. Now, Castillo coming in as our left wing back is going to be one of 2 changes. We've got Amadume coming in place of Sami El Anabe, who for the last couple of matches has not been fantastic. George Marks is going to get the start in goal. We are going to put off our test to see how Stuart Murray does until probably the friendlies during that summer break. So it's going to be Amadume, Abatna, and Gefrard as our back 3. Castillo and Farsi on the wing. Simmons, Johnston, and Verhoeven in the midfield, with Ryazantsev and Didier leading the line as our striking pair. We finally found our scoring boots in the last match. Hopefully, we remembered to bring them with us on the trip to Nova Scotia. Now, Halifax Wanderers sitting at the bottom of the table. They're on 17 points. So it's actually a lot closer than you would think. So it's not really a runaway. There are a bunch of teams kind of stacked up at the bottom. So if Halifax were to win, they would jump out of that 8th place spot. So there's a lot of movement going down at the bottom of the table. First highlight coming for Halifax. Of course it is. Thrown in by Fernandez. That will be cleared away, but Daniel's able to get it back for Rakic across. Kayagari blasts it over. And another chance. This coming on the throw-in. Kayagari in control, playing it back for Fernandez. He'll lay it back, looking forward. Good play by Castillo. Verhoeven looks to turn it away, but an errant pass. I mean, when you throw it and turn around and throw it ahead like that, it's like a 50-50 shot. You're not even going to come close to one of your guys, and Nathan Small makes us pay. His 5th goal of the season. It's Halifax 1, Vancouver 0. We are already demanding more. We are less than 40 minutes into this match. Halifax in control once again. Thrown forward over the back of the defense. Martin squares it. Marks knocks it away. Giffard clears it. Nothing positive happening for Vancouver FC in this first half. We have managed 2 shots on goal, both of them on target, but the .29 XG does not instill me with confidence. I thought coming into this one that the Vancouver FC that just won our last match would be the one that shows up. But the Vancouver FC that lost 2-0 to Atletico Ottawa while they were at the bottom of the table, well, they are the ones who are here. We're playing a balanced mentality. We're going to have to go attacking here. Oh my God, Canada. He just eats us alive. Back post cross. Halifax 2. Vancouver 0. Throw-ins are just deadly. They really are. Bringing in Amadume may have been a mistake, so we're going to actually make a change. 60 minutes in and Amadume's coming out. James Palmer will take his place. Why? Because El Anabe did not make the game day squad. Valkla looking to send it forward. Maybe we can gain control and try to get one back. Verhoeven nods it down. Riazantsev. He's got Didier. Splitting the defense. Didier. We can't beat the goalkeeper. For those of you who joined me on stream this weekend, welcome back to the continuation of Build a Nation Croatia, the Canada version. We just, I don't even know what to say about this anymore. Okay. Wow, that was just like the most lackluster effort I've seen in Football Manager since, well, Saturday night. How did nobody get that? No, Verhoeven, you have made way too many mistakes. Habibul is coming in. Isaiah Johnston will make way for Elan Khanusi. And we don't have good options anywhere. Juan Castillo on a 6.1. I'm glad I upped him before the match. Zorhan Basong better come in and get something done. Oh my goodness. God, I hope you guys enjoy this. Let's try to get 10 likes on this video, shall we? Do me a favor. Brighten my day. Habibul and Basong. Simmons, I mean, ball fed through and it just trickles all the way in on the goalkeeper. 10 minutes remaining in this match. I'm berating the team. An absolute stinker on the road. Vancouver FC not playing like the first place team that we are. George Marks having to make a save like that. And having to parry a save on a shot from 35 yards out. Because, yeah, they're going to score on this corner. I just feel it. Gutierrez in. Oh, my goodness gracious. What a save by George Marks. Thank you for proving me wrong, but I knew it was going to be a good corner delivery. I knew. I have a sense of these things. Knocked out. Another corner for Halifax. How many corners have they had now? 9 corners. All of which have happened in this little section of the live comp. We can't clear it. Nimick, back, Rokic. Thank you, Marks. Halifax 3, Vancouver 0, and this game cannot end soon enough. 7 shots, 3 of them on target. We just got outworked. We got out-muscled. We got outshot. We got outplayed. We got out everything. It honestly took every ounce of strength in my body not to throw the water bottle on the road. I mean, I already knew our team dynamics were going to take a hit. I did not need to facilitate that even further. As angry as I am in real life, and as my coach would be in that particular situation, you just sometimes have to know where you have to take that anger, tamp it down deep inside, and think about the greater good. And now I don't feel so bad. Halifax just did to Forge FC what they did to us. 3-0 at the Tim Hortons to keep Forge FC in second place by 3 points. We now have a game in hand. So when we do play our match coming up, it's a BC Derby against Pacific. We have a chance to go back ahead by 6 points. Thank you very much, Halifax, who, by the way, have climbed off of the bottom and are now sitting fourth. That's what I meant. It is very tight down in the lower half of the CPL. So good news as we head into a home PC derby against the team that we haven't lost to in nearly 2 full calendar years, as Castillo takes the cross and delivers it home in the 7th minute. Set piece, Schiavone gets a second shot. This one's going to deflect off of Chris Steer. He's going to be credited as an own goal. 2-0 Vancouver. Let's make it 3, shall we? As Orhan Basong gets it through one man, puts it through the wickets of another, beating Torres for his first goal of the year, figuring if Castillo scored, he would score. Late on, corner kick goal for Steer, his second of the game, the only one, though, that would count for his own team. And in the early moments of second half stoppage time, Yevon Ryazantsev scoring his third. He had not scored in over 8 hours. So good to see him get back on the board. Vancouver 4, Pacific FC 1 in a massive rivalry match, and it puts us back up on top by 6. Fortune Pacific managed to draw 0-0 in advance of our away day at Calvary FC, and on the corner, Castillo, James Griffard, his 4th, powers it through the hands of Halliday, who had already picked up a knock. He did remain in the match. Verhoeven across, Johnston. What a move to get that into a great shooting position. Johnston, with his first of the match, he'll add another with another assist from Verhoeven. Off of the set piece, Johnston shuts it down. Had a chance at a hat trick, but he blew an opportunity on a penalty attempt late in the match. He blasted it over the crossbar. No matter. Calvary 0, Vancouver 3. We're now leading by 8 points in the league. Back at home against Valor FC, and I swear my favorite part of this team right now is Castillo to Giffard on the corners. Now the goalkeeper able to make him a save, but Mohamedou Kane on the doorstep puts it home for his 4th goal of the year. First goal in over 10 hours. So finally Mohamedou Kane getting off the schneid. That would be all that we would need to knock off Valor by a score of 1-0. And by virtue of a Forge FC draw against Calvary FC, it seems like every team that we beat comes back and does us a favor in the next match. We now have a 10-point lead over Forge FC with 8 matches remaining. We did have to play that match a little bit shorthanded. James Palmer has been recalled by Calvary FC. They wanted him playing as a center back. We were playing him as a wide center back, so naturally he was out of position, so they decided to terminate his loan. He's going back to his parent club. Although we did get Paris G back, he went out on loan to Haiti to Don Bosco. He made 8 appearances, registered 1 assist with a 6.92 rating. Will he find a spot in our registered squad? Not sure yet. And since the 1st of July has come and gone, Tyler Pasher has officially left the club. He is now playing for Arnott Gardens in the Jamaican Premier League. As you can see from our scouting report, signed him as a last resort. He had dropped well down our depth chart. He was not seeing minutes behind Didier Ryazantsev or Mohamedou Kane, so we wish Tyler Pasher all the best. I mean, he really did only have the 1 season with us, saw very limited time in his first year because of all of the injuries. He didn't really get in until that final late push after the summer break. 5 goals, 4 assists, though, in 26 appearances the year before. Yeoman's effort from him, but he was starting to go on the decline. He's 33 years old now. It was time to sell him. I mean, $75,000 to Arnott Gardens, not too shabby. Now, interestingly, Mo Farsi is beginning to see some interest from, of all teams, Forge FC. Now, I would have normally been like, no, he's not going anywhere. Now, remember, he wants to go on a new contract once this current one is up at the end of the year. He wants more than double the $1,400 he is making per week. Now, we have set a value of $725,000 in order to let him go. And I'm starting to feel like that may be the best thing that we can do, because looking at his form recently, he's been kind of dreadful. He's hit a 7.0 rating just 1 time in the last month and a half worth of games. And as you know from our schedule, we really pack in the games in that month and a half. He has been mediocre at best. In fact, we used him as an unused substitute, so he made the team but did not get on the pitch against Valor FC in that last match. And I feel even more comfortable about it because we have made a move that I alluded to previously. We have brought in Jaden Jones-Riley, a 25-year-old American right back, in on loan from St. Louis City of the MLS. And he's got some pace and acceleration on him, good crossing and dribbling, decent tackling as well. His positioning is pretty good. I love the work rate. So I think that he might be a nice replacement for this final run-in of games for Mo Farsi should we decide to move on. And we have officially put Mo Farsi on the market, although I'm afraid with less than 6 months left on his contract, he'll end up leaving on a free. Although we have agreed to new contracts with George Marks, signed for an additional 2 years through the end of the 2029 season. Even on a little bit less money, he's down to $1,300 a week. We also showed up for 2 more years, again on a little bit less money. Center back Noah Abotna, the 22-year-old, is going to be around for a little bit longer. Yeah, we had some griping and some issues earlier on, but he has been an incredibly solid player for us so far this season. What did we do with that money, you ask? Well, we gave it to Mohamedou Kane. We got him for another 2 years. We had to give him a slight pay bump. He's now going to be making $575 a week, but he's a fan favorite. He is a solid backup player. We got him on a squad contract. Couldn't be happier. So Jayden Jones-Riley looking to get involved in his debut against York FC, and he does. The pass ahead to Didier. What a dribble. Gets it through the legs of Hassal for the first and only goal of the match. We end up beating York United 1-0. First goal for Alain Didier in over 13 hours of play. So all of our strikers finally finding the back of the net after quite a bit of a dry spell for each of them. Jones-Riley, though, sent off in the 51st minute, picking up a straight red card. Bad tackle along the near sideline. So, yeah, we're going to remember this debut for many years to come because he won't be available for the next match. But Valor FC doing it again. We beat a team. They take care of Forge FC. Our lead in the league now sits at 13 points with 7 matches left to play. However, we do need to avoid the trap. Atletico Ottawa, by virtue of a 2-0 loss to Calvary FC, has dropped back into that 8th place position, and that is who we take on in our next match. Sadly, our final match before the summer break is not going to feature Juan Castillo. He twisted an ankle in training right before the Atletico Ottawa match, and he's going to be out 4 to 5 weeks. Now, that just means he is going to miss this one match, because again, we've got, as we talked about in the beginning of the episode, a very long break coming up, so we wish a very speedy recovery to Juan Castillo. So the injury to Castillo means Orhan Basong is back in the side, Mo Farsi back in, because, well, Jones-Riley is serving out his 1-game suspension, which we did appeal. That, of course, was upheld by the FA. Put a comment down below and let me know if you have ever had a red card suspension overturned by the FA. Because year and a half football manager, never seen it. So it's going to be Marks, El Anabi, Abotna, and Geffrard, Basong, Farsi, Shivani, Johnston, Verhoeven, Kane, and Didier. Elliot Simmons has been dropped down to the bench in recent matches, and we actually have decided to shop the 29-year-old around. He's an Englishman, so he's not native Canadian, which, you know, it's not really a problem, but again, you can only have so many foreigners in your team. He's also just been, much like Mo Farsi, rather on the mediocre side. Only 1 assist, no goals. Now, he is playing that more defensive midfielder role in that pairing. However, I kind of expected a little bit more out of him because we were seeing productivity out of Isaiah Johnston in the matches that he would play in that role. And we're seeing things out of Schiavone that we're just not getting out of Simmons right now. So even though he was still under contract through the end of the 2028 season, we figured maybe it would be best to cash in on him as Ottawa, with an early opportunity, clanking it off of the crossbar on the throw, and Johnston in control, back for James Greffard, throwing it ahead. Walker will head it away. Cortez turns it over to Verhoeven in the middle, fed up that right wing. Farsi doing such a good job of getting it into Didier, who will blast that wide. Alain Didier, just you got to place. I think he even has the place his shots trait, or we're training him to place his shots. Maybe he won't be so aggressive in the future when he's charging in on goal. Because really all he needed to do was gently direct that inside the far post, and it would have been 1-0 Vancouver FC. Instead, it is Atletico Ottawa basically running rampant with this match. Blissfully for us, the next highlight is for us. Free kick, Verhoeven from the far side. He goes for it, clanks it off of the crossbar, played back in, and Ingham able to recover and grab that one. The only clear-cut chance of the match so far has gone Vancouver's way, but not a lot going on in that first 45. Still 0-0, and honestly, I'm a little bit okay with that. We haven't been scoring a ton of goals, bar a couple of matches. We have been squeaking out a lot of 1-0 victories lately. If we can hang in and continue to put on pressure and maybe exert ourselves a little bit as we go to a slightly more positive footing in this match. I mean, 30 minutes left to go. We've already hit the hour mark. Not a single highlight in this second half. So I think we may need to change things up a little bit. Alain Didier is going to make way for a Yevhen Ryazantsev. Mo Farsi feeling a little apprehensive. So James Cameron is going to come in. Cameron is the one who came in and played for him in that match that Mo Farsi did not participate in before Jaden Jones-Riley joined us. We're also going to demand a little bit more from our team. I'm not sure what it is we're not doing well, but once again, we are heading on the road, taking on the team at the bottom of the table, and hopefully we're going to escape with at least the 1 point, but we do have a chance late on. Bassong on the corner. James Geffrard powers it past Ingham, his 5th goal of the year. Bassong and Geffrard, really whoever is taking that corner, and as long as they can connect with James Geffrard, generally good things happen. It's Atletico Ottawa 0, Vancouver 1, and I think we may just end up sneaking out of the nation's capital with another 1-0 lead. Third minute, actually, of stoppage time. Cameron looking to throw it in, getting it back from Johnston. Johnston again drops James Geffrard. Cameron moving it to the left. Verhoeven with the shot. It'll take a deflection, hit the top corner. 7th goal of the year for Noah Verhoeven. And everything I was saying about escaping with a 1-0 lead, just throw that out the window. Atletico Ottawa 0, Vancouver FC 2. And that ought to do it for this match. Cameron taking a playbook out of Mo Farsi's playbook, playing it into Verhoeven, who beats Ingham 2-0. I'll take that one. So Forge did manage to pull out a 2-1 victory, so they are holding firm 13 points in our wake. We've got a 23-point lead over Halifax Wanderers with 6 matches left to go. So one more victory in our final 6 after this summer break, and we guarantee ourselves a spot in the playoffs. We, of course, want to qualify as the top seed. It gives us the best chance of making the CONCACAF Champions Cup, and that is why we are all here. If you enjoyed that video, I hope you did, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new or if you have not done so already. If this is your first Mr. Cellophane video, I hope you got through the pain that was the beginning of this one. That first live comm was a bit brutal. I think it picked up and ended up pretty nicely in the end. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the final 6 matches of the regular season. I'll also let you know if we do any business in the transfer window. A big episode is coming up for your Tuesday. I hope that you will be there. Until tomorrow, bye-bye.